Morning everybody. So as Christina said, I'm Oriste of Bushbaby Gardens and landscaping. Could I get the next slide? So this is me, my dog and my beautiful partner Shanae. We live down in Watford, have been there for about a year and a half now. Could I get the next slide? And this is was my first attempt at starting a gardening company, which would have been in 2016 with a few of my friends. This quickly disintegrated as we were just all on different pages at the time, and fast forward to 2020, and that's when I started Bushbaby Gardens. Could I get the next slide? So how do we start? During the first pandemic, I was working as like a site manager at a pop-up market company called Real Foods, and as with the whole hospitality industry, my job completely disappeared. So sat around for a month or two, read every single book that I could, went on all the dog walks in the world, and eventually got a job with Sainsbury's. Meanwhile, I was doing a bit of brainstorming just to work out how I could supplement my income, and gardening just came out on the top of the list. So while I was working at Sainsbury's, I was giving out business cards to everybody that I was delivering food to, saying, "Hi, do you need your garden done?" And eventually got my first job and kind of just went from there. Could I get the next slide? So that's how we started, in the back of my 1.4 litre VW Golf, until it eventually had enough of me, and we were able to upgrade to what you see me in now, which was my first tipper. Just in regards to my name, I thought I'd mention Bushbaby Gardens. There's no backstory to it. I just thought it sounded catchy, and I got my logo done and decided to stick with it after that. Can I get the next slide? So what do we do? So we cover all your general garden maintenance, lawn maintenance, hedge trimming, de-weeding of flower beds, just your bog standard gardening, bi-weekly maintenance, monthly maintenance, some people even less than that, but all depends on what the specific client wants. Can I get the next slide? And then so we do a bit of pressure washing as well. This is more of an add-on service. We don't generally tend not to do specifically pressure washing, but it's an add-on service that we provide for our customers. As you can see, is before and after. Can I get the next slide? And then, yeah, what we more specialize in is garden clearances. This is a job that Lawrence referred to us in Potter's Bar. So I think he removed the tree in the back, and then we just went in to clear all the grass, which was about waist high at the time. Cleaned up the hedges as well. The property had been vacant for I think about 2 years or so. So we went in, removed all the waste as well, cut all the grass down, trimmed back all the hedges, and now we're doing regular maintenance on this particular property as well. Can I get the next slide? This as well, so this is another property down in Palmer's Green. The homeowners had lived there for about 2 years and obviously hadn't touched the garden. Came to the point where they needed to sell the house, so we came in, cleaned up the garden so prospective buyers don't get scared away by the garden. Can I get another slide? This as well, this is a property down in Ealing that we did. Client just didn't have time to look after the garden, hadn't been cut all year. I think we did that last month, just trimmed everything down, so the client is now able to use his own lawnmower to maintain his grass. Can I get the next slide? This is, so a lot of our work is residential, but we are also equipped to cover commercial jobs and other properties as well. This was a school down in, where was it, Angela? Hoddesdon. So a piece of land that they have, I think he wanted to put a steel container on there, use it as some office space. So we cleared all of this out, removed all the waste, so he's now able to use the land for whatever he sees fit. Can I get the next slide? So this is a bit different, some allotment work that we were doing. I try to stay away from doing allotments because I feel like it takes away from the whole point of having an allotment, which is to do the work yourself. But if you do need a bit of help, or if you know someone that needs a bit of help just getting started on the allotment, because I know they're pretty hot on you actually being active and getting stuff done, otherwise you get the plot taken away from you. With this one, we trimmed down all the grass, all of the ryegrass, all of the shrubs at the back, rotivated it all, ready for future planting. Could I get the next slide? This was a job we did for Osmond on Great Cambridge Road. As tenants do, they hadn't looked after the garden at all. We trimmed down everything, removed all the green waste, and I actually did this garden the year before for another estate agents, and between that time the garden had been left to this state once again, so we went in and cleared that all out for him. Can I get the next slide? So where do we cover? So I'm based in Hertfordshire at the moment, or Watford at the moment, but my business started within North London. We also cover North West London, so Hendon, Harrow, Colindale, all of those areas there as well. But we're not necessarily limited to there. For example, we have 2 or 3 gardens that we do down in Richmond. We've done quite a lot of work within the Richmond area. So not limited necessarily to North London. We do travel all over for the right jobs. And one thing that I didn't mention on here is we also do planting schedules, and we can source a lot of different plants and everything at good prices. We have a lot of different suppliers that we work with. So yeah, just something that I didn't get to mention on the PowerPoint. And then, yeah, I think, yeah. So ideal referrals for us, anybody with overgrown gardens that haven't been tended to for whatever reason, whether the property is vacant or they want to get the house sold, or just aren't able to do the garden. Estate agents and property management companies, there's a lot of services that we can offer to them. It can be a big help for landlords to just have regular maintenance for their gardens, to prevent it getting out of control and then having to spend a lot more money in the future. In regards to the maintenance side of stuff, we don't really want to take on anything less than 100 square meters. As I said in my 30 seconds, that was roughly about 250 square meters, just to give you a bit of perspective as to what that means. Schools and hotels, some more commercial work would be absolutely great. That's something that we're definitely trying to push into. And also just helping out elderly people. It's not necessarily high profit work for us, but it's quite fulfilling being able to help older people who take a lot of pride within their gardens and aren't necessarily able to maintain it as they get older. So yeah, we're more than open to working with those type of people as well. That is all for today. Thank you, everybody, and that is us. Thank you.